everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. Now then, for this week's episode, I have something very exciting in store for you. This is something that I've wanted to do as part of my Tune In Tuesday weekly video blog since the start of my Tune In Tuesday weekly video blog. This is something that I've wanted to do for the last 2 years, but just never really found the right time to do it. Well, I thought as lockdown restrictions are slowly being lifted and I have more opportunities to go out and explore my local environment, I thought there's really no better time to take you guys mudlarking. Now, going mudlarking is essentially scavenging in the mud, typically along the riverbed, riverbank or foreshore. Now, some of these items that you can scavenge really depict parts of history. I thought that my crisp packet collection from my beach cleans was spectacular, but it doesn't really go any further back than the 1960s. Well, some of the items that you can find whilst mudlarking go way further back. I'm talking centuries. Now, it must be said, slight disclaimer, I am no pro at mudlarking, so I'm not totally hopeful that I'm going to find something as extravagant as decades, well, centuries old, but I'm hoping for the best. You never really know what you might find. Now, another disclaimer is, of course, when you're going mudlarking, there are many more safety precautions that should be considered. Of course, you have to consider weather conditions, tidal conditions, and all the other safety hazards that you consider whilst going beach cleaning, but also you're exposing yourself to a potentially risky situation with some of the items that you're finding in the mud. Sharps, smashed glass, needles, unexploded munitions, and also whilst you're in the mud, there's a real potential of getting stuck. So never go out alone. Always tell someone when and where you're going and when you hope to be back. So with that all being said, the only thing left to do is to actually go out and find something. So wish me luck. Hopefully we'll find something worthwhile. After waiting 2 years, there's got to be something, at least a crisp packet. I've just come to take a closer look right at the riverbank here, and I saw all of these tiny bits of what I thought were just natural debris, but actually churned up all in it are thousands and thousands of microplastics. I just got really excited. I thought I found a mudlarking treasure, and I thought I found a clay pipe, like a smoking pipe. But as I get closer, I realise my mistake. This is not a historic clay pipe. It is in fact a fishing lure, a plastic fishing lure. Typical. you have it. My mudlarking experience was a success. And I think it's fair to say that good things really do come to those who wait. But to be honest, when I first started my mudlarking adventure, I was a little disappointed. Instead of unearthing ancient treasures, all I seemed to be finding was plastic, which made me think, how are people going to look back on this current time in history? I've been following mudlarking accounts on social media for years, and the treasures that these people find are so exciting, and they really tell a story of what we've been through in human history over the last few centuries. Well, when people look back on this time and the treasures from this time, all they'll be finding is plastic. So speaking of treasures, what did I find? Well, of the plastic items, there was one in particular that I was quite excited about, and that is this Mars bar wrapper. Now, the reason that I'm excited about this wrapper is because it is from 1987, making this 10 years older than I am. But we're not here to talk about the plastic. I went mudlarking. What did I find? Well, I did start to find some common mudlarking items, bits of pottery, smashed glass, but again, there is one in particular that I was very excited to find, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. This is the masterpiece, the holy grail of today's finds. Now, I know nothing about bullets, munitions, that kind of thing, so I did have to phone a friend on this one, and this is the information we have found on the bullet. It's a 5.56 by 45mm NATO blank, which has been fired. You can tell by the way the crimp has been opened, and also the dot on the base is where the firing pin has hit the primer. These are designed for training, just to go bang, but can still cause a lot of damage if used improperly. These aren't even meant to leave the ranges, so they should be fairly rare to find. Now that is just music to my ears, and what an exciting find. After 2 years of wanting to get out there and go mudlarking, I found a bullet, and it's the first one I've ever found on one of my litter picks, so I'm really glad that the mudlarking gods were shining down on me for this week's Tune In Tuesday. As I said at the beginning, always think about the health and safety when you're going out on any litter pick, really. And if you have any questions, then please feel free to drop us a message on social media. As always, if you like the video, please give it a like, comment or share, and I'll see you next week for next week's Tune In Tuesday.